Welcome back to HPL, or the PvP Live Studios in Frisco, Texas. And Greensheep just got on the board in this matchup. He's only down 2-1 now. He needs 2 straight.
Yeah, Zalae, though, still looking strong in this matchup. I mean, he fought very hard with what he had, but came up short in the end. If you guys want to voice your opinion on what's happened in this match so far, you can head over on Twitter and use that hashtag HPL. Tag all PvP Live in that tweet. Let us know what you think of what's going on here. Greensheep fighting 2 days through being ill here. What a trooper.
Yeah, we talked about it might have been, a blessing in disguise that he gets this day off, but seeing that he's still really sick, I've got to worry. I've got to wonder if it's actually a hindrance, because now he has to play 2 days in a row when he didn't have to, and he seems to be very under the weather.
Yeah, I mean, anything that's getting in your way of thinking and clouding your mindset.
Did you see him during the game just like...
Yeah, he just looked so focused. Miserable, this one. Yeah. But we're going to see if he can power through it as game number 4, Zalae versus Greensheep, is getting underway.
Yeah, you got to root for the kid in this situation, just feeling terrible and just powering through. And this is what we talked about in this matchup yesterday when we set it up, and a little bit before today. Zalae playing these decks like Grim Patron, they're just great against what Greensheep tries to do.
Yeah, typically that's the case. We've seen Greensheep mixing up a little bit more, playing some more resilient aggro decks as well. Love that he's kind of moving away from his reckless aggression and exploring new avenues to try to put wins on the board. But Zalae's hand, looking pretty decent so far. Has some early answers to things, but we're going to take a look at what Greensheep's hand's going to be very soon here and see if he can fight against what's happening.
Yeah, you got to believe he might actually just run it back with the deck that he had last time.
Yeah, Zalae mulligans his whole hand, and that's going to be a Flame Imp on turn 1. Pressure already being added to this board state, and if Zalae is a little bit patient here with this unstable goal, he may find himself in a fantastic position very soon, because Greensheep may move all in with these abusive sergeants.
Yeah, if he does not unstable goal here, there is a chance that Greensheep plays both abusive sergeants next turn to get through 7 damage, and then Zalae's just going to be like, unstable goal, beat it.
Yeah, that's
good luck.
Be one of the nightmare scenarios for him. But, Greensheep could just do something like pick up a Defender of Argus afterwards, maybe fortify that board position. So we're going to have to see what's going on. Zalae calculating every possibility for this turn.
He doesn't play it, yeah.
And Greensheep, he has to go for it this spot. This deck is designed for aggression, and Greensheep seems to be designed for aggression as well. 7 points of damage, going to set Zalae at 23, but a slew of options in his hand to deal with what's going on.
Yeah, and just a great hand from Zalae going forward. This unstable ghoul is just going to be amazing on this board. And he already has Frothing Berserker with Inner Rage, Slam, and Armor Smith going forward. His hand looks great from here if he doesn't have something unfortunate happen over the next turn.
Yeah, going to be tough, I think, for Greensheep to fight through this. But, there's other possibilities as well. I don't think Armor Smith is that bad on this board either, considering you have the unstable goal in your hand. Maybe you can get your opponent to commit a few more resources to this board. Maybe you can pick off something else with the unstable goal. And I don't think Frothing Berserker is that bad on this board either. It would force a 2-for-1 trade on Greensheep's side of the board. You just saw both abusive sergeants.
Yeah, there are a couple things to be said about that, about, at least thinking all of it out. But it's really hard to pass up the unstable goal here.
Yeah, even going to Inner Rage to make sure that Greensheep doesn't push through this in a favorable way. He would be able to trade in both the abusive sergeants, have his Flame move around, and Zalae knows he would have to just go ahead and use his Inner Rage afterwards. But that Void Terror, talk about moving all in. I think this is another spot where Greensheep needs to make it happen. Void Terror on both the abusive sergeants, move the Flame Imp in?
Yeah, I think that is, okay, if you do that, then your Void Terror is a 7-5, and you get through this abusive sergeant. Yeah, it does open you up. You are opened up to execute from here, but how can you really play around that? And then you just get the Void Caller the turn after that as well.
Yeah, I think even if your opponent has execute in this situation, you still have plenty of time to actually leverage the cards that you have.
I think you just take both the abusive sergeants here. Let's not get super greedy.
Yeah, I think it's totally fine. This is exactly what he's going to do. Greensheep,
one of the better top decks in his
understands he has to play to his outs in this matchup. This is something else we very consistently see.
Make them have it.
But you know what? Zalae doesn't have an execute at this point either.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a Death Spite either. He doesn't have 2 slams either. He has no way to deal with this 7-4 right now.
Yeah, he can slam and try to find an answer this turn if he wants. He can even Battle Rage for 1 card. That's not something he's going to be really looking to do from here, but he's under the gun now. Greensheep has a 7-power minion on this board that is unchecked at the moment.
This is the kind of situations you find yourself into when you follow through on these plays that you've made, where you have to put yourself in a position to continue going forward. When your opponent doesn't have the right answers to it, you can punish them massively for it.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to make them have it. You always talk about that, trial by fire mentality. Make them deal with everything that you have. Sometimes if they don't, you just win on the spot.
Yep, second Frothing Berserker, not going to be enough to add to this board too. I'd venture to say that Armor Smith is going to be meant to just buy him some time here. That's exactly what he's going to do. And Greensheep, I have to believe he's just going to ignore it. Fight. Yeah, I think he's going to go 7 to the dome.
Yeah, when you see him not kill your 7-2 Void Terror here, you've got a Void Caller and push for 7 here.
Yeah, and Void Caller, that's going to put Doom Guard into play in the event that it dies. And Zalae under a lot of pressure here. But Unstable Ghoul might be able to start fighting back through this, but he needs to get something done in this match and do it very, very soon.
Yeah, he can do a couple things this turn. He can Unstable Ghoul and armor up. He could run his Armor Smith into the Void Caller, getting himself a point of armor, and then Battle Rage for 2 cards as well to try to find the execute before he plays Unstable Ghoul. I like the sequencing right here. This is what he should be doing to give himself the best chance to win from this point. There's the execute.
You know, a little bit of a breathing room now for him, but again, he's at 16. He's going to be facing down a lot of pressure very, very soon. Still no way to add anything behind this board.
If you're Greensheep, do you just play the Doomguard here and swing for 8 and really push forward? You know that he had to top deck that. Bane of Doom. This might be a better play.
That has to be exactly what you play. So many minions on this could end the game right now. There are some major ones. He gets a Blood Imp, though. That's one of the worst minions that you can get. It's actually the worst minion, I think.
Yeah, it's the worst one in the spot for sure.
But Zalae now, he's still in the same position where he doesn't really necessarily want to kill this Void Caller because of what it may bring behind the board. This looks to me like it's going to be Acolyted Pain and Unstable Ghoul.
Yeah, are you worried about what's going on with this Void Caller here? There's a chance he might take a risk here and thinking, he only has 2 cards in his hand. There's a chance that he doesn't have any big demons sitting behind there. If I can just pick this thing off, and it looks like he's going
That's exactly what he's going to do.
He's not going to like this.
Find a Doomguard behind this. This is so bad for Zalae right now. Doomguard going to crash in for 5. Knife
Juggler with Implosion. Wow, going forward, this is going to be big for Greensheep.
I think Greensheep is very much considering that option.
And Defender Vargas
is a great draw right now.
He can get this Blood Imp out of the range of the Death Rattle and get in some extra damage here.
Well, a minion has stealth. It cannot taunt. Even jamming in the 1 point of damage there from the Blood Imp. This is looking fantastic for Greensheep right now. Zalae has no answers to what's going on.
We might be seeing a Game 5 here, guys. Greensheep in the driver's seat for the reverse sweep yet again.
I mean, how does he answer this board position? He's got to play Acolyted Pain and
can't.
hunt for the other execute.
He just can't, because if he does this, then Knife Juggler Implosion's probably going to pick him off there at the end of the game.
What other option does he have? He's got to dig for it. One draw to get an execute. And he picks
he's a one-mana card.
He's got one more draw to get execute, but then after that, the pressure is going to get to him. Knife Juggler plus Implosion will deal more than enough damage. He's going to fight through this game and try to get it anyway, but I think it's just going to be too much in the end.
This game has been so crazy.
Yep, going to have to hide behind this Unstable Ghoul and hope for the best. But, between Knife Juggler and Implosion, I think it's too much. How about a second Doomguard? Is a second Doomguard too much? The answer is yes, it definitely is. And Greensheep gonna force a Game 5 here with his aggressive play.
Yeah, we've seen Greensheep be the only person who's done the reverse sweep so far here.
Yep, and he's now tied it up once again, moving to Game 5. Beautiful plays from Greensheep, and wow,
what a game. What a Void Terror draw on that turn. Just the perfect card out of his deck to get him out of that very, very bad situation for him and put him into a winning spot when it looked just beautiful for Zalae.
Yeah, Zalae trying to make the most of every single opportunity, and frankly, I think he did that. But in the end, Greensheep had the right combinations of cards, and he took a big risk. If Zalae had executed on that turn, it would have been completely different. But this is the situation, once again, you find yourself in when players have to take risks and your opponents do not have the right answers to what's going on. If you guys want to see exactly how this has happened, you can head over to pvplive.net and see it for yourself. Full stats, breakdowns, recaps, everything you need to know that happened in this game or what's happened in this series so far leading to this point. And now we're going to be going to a short break, but we're coming back for game number 5. Greensheep is in the hunt for his second reverse sweep here in HPL. That would be his only wins.
It'll make him feel a lot better
from a 0-2 position. Don't go anywhere, guys. When we come back, game 5 is getting underway. You're watching Hearthstone on PvP Live.
And when I look into my soul, I feel some things are about to change. It's growing strong.